All right. Actually doing this. I cannot tell you the last time I sat down and watched AEW Dynamite start to finish. It has been a rather long time. I know that much. But this also keeps me working because it's a very Xander has to install a ass load of mods kind of night. I am actually watching AEW, Brantley. You're right. I actually am. I actually am. Not normally my thing, but I got some breaking news here regarding AEW Universe Mode. So, hi Jay White. Dealing with the death riders, I'm going to have to rely on those I wouldn't usually rely on. So now I have to rely on FTR. Now I have to rely on the rated R superstar. Because the death riders, they always seem to. So 225, so they had a glass sheet of the game. So which ones? Yep. Zach, just real quick before you say anything in the chat, I know you're a member, so you already know the big thing. Don't talk about the big thing involving Universe Mode yet that I mentioned on NXT. Hang on for that. I'm going to let more people get here, and then I'll actually talk about it. Oh, they just kidnapped Renee. Oh, yeah, they're in Atlanta right now. Where are they at in Atlanta? I'm trying to figure out if this is Center Stage, if this is State Farm. Center Stage is my favorite venue in Atlanta. It fits 2,000 people. But yeah, I got some stuff to talk about tonight. You guys are going to be excited about it. It is a huge announcement regarding Universe. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, as I said on the It is a good thing, as I said on the old. All right, they've got to be in State Farm Arena, which is where Raw was a couple weeks ago as well. This is a little too big to be Center Stage. Well, hold on, actually. It might be Center Stage. No, this is. It might be neither, actually. It might be neither. I guess I could look and see where they're at tonight. Let's see. Return to Atlanta. Gateway Center Arena. I have not heard of that one, actually. This is not your style to be watching anything. You're right, Main Event Wrestling. It's not. It normally is not. Someone general thought his entrance is good, especially with a third-person camera you can use during the match entrance. Yeah, I've seen all the new stuff. I have seen all of it. All right, so once it goes to the first commercial is when I'll make the big announcement. Hey, Shatter Machine! Starting off with a big old brawl going on right now. Oh, jeez. God, I love Claudio. Yep, I've seen all the stuff, guys. I keep up with it. I appreciate everyone trying to let me know all the new stuff. I keep up with this stuff. I don't have much going on these days. Yep, Hey Pierre, it is a first time ever Dynamite stream. There's Cope. Ah, Cope. What a shit name change you did. I was like, that had to have entirely been his choice.
I don't know if you can hear, but all these folks, they're chanting one.
There.
So Moxley, come on. What's your answer? Do you still got the 7 nuts? What is your answer for my challenge? You and me, one-on-one, for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, God. I've done AEW pay-per-view watch-alongs before. Yep, I do love that the I love you solo taunts in the game as well.
The answer is no. Moxley, son of a bitch! Listen to me! I have another offer for you! Why don't I make you try to breathe with the switchblade whilst you choke and drip and pull on your own blood?
Mine's like, did somebody say blood? Somebody say my own blood? Now you've got my attention.
That's the switchblade Jay White, the rated R superstar, and Copeland, 2-on-2, no rules, anything goes, in a good old-fashioned Brisbane brawl, February 15th, Cashapp Australia.
Alright. There you go. Alright, guess we're doing that. Grand Slam Australia. Forgot that was a thing, gotta be honest with you. I need to put the webcam back over on this monitor, because I always look over here to talk to you guys, because you guys are here on my monitor. And so if I'm looking dead ahead here, I'm looking at just the picture on my other monitor right now. So the show engine's good. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that as well. Oh god, I just got a jump scare there. Alright, so if you're not a member, you didn't hear about this yet. But big stuff coming to LS11 Universe. It has been a weird few months on the channel. I'm aware of this. Like, I know there's no excuse for it. Ray and I talked about it this morning. Dynamite has just up and vanished a lot of the time. Like, in the last 4 or 5 months, there's been less Dynamites than there have been, for the most part. Like, we'll go 2 or 3 weeks at a time without Dynamite sometimes. And we talked about that this morning. Ray was having some technical difficulties getting Dynamite done, which is part of why there was no Dynamite today. We've not had an episode of AEW since AEW All In. But Ray and I had a conversation this morning. It was a very good conversation. It was a productive conversation. I had been thinking about this a lot yesterday anyway. And so we were talking about it. And we came to a... I'll put that Continental title on Buddy, Tony Khan, you coward. Buddy Okada might actually... Okay, but, right, but anyway. So, we talked about it, and I made an offer this morning. And so Ray and I have come up with a trade. We've had a lot of trades as of late now in Living Universe, stuff between Raw and SmackDown, things like that. And it's a big one. This is a really big one, actually. It's arguably the biggest trade we've ever done in the LS11 universe. Oh wow, we're still not going to commercial. That's fine. I'm going to keep talking. As there is William Ospreay. So, we've come up with one of the biggest trades in LS11 history. In fact, possibly the biggest trade in LS11 history. There has been a trade between two important members of two different rosters. Two members of two important rosters that define the shows they are on. And this trade is going to start going into effect pretty much immediately. And it is a trade between NXT and AEW. And that trade that I am talking about might shock some of you. But this is going to breathe some new life into NXT. And it's going to breathe some new life into AEW. And I think you will all be very excited about it. And I can announce it exclusively here tonight that the trade has been locked in as of this morning. And it's official. Ray Wood has been traded to NXT. ZRC has been traded to AEW. What do I mean by this? I mean, starting next Wednesday, you will get the first episode of Xander Presents AEW Dynamite since Season 4. And the either Tuesday or Thursday, we haven't discussed it yet, either the Tuesday or Thursday following NXT Deadline, you will get the first episode of the new era of Raywood NXT, the first NXT episode written by Ray since Season 3. Ray will take over as creative director and producer for NXT. Starting Wednesday next week, I am taking over as creative director and producer for AEW. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be good for everyone involved. Ray has more confidence in himself to be able to produce NXT and SmackDown every week. I have more experience to deal with the potential limitations and setbacks of modding that AEW brings. That's part of what delays it so much is mods. And I'm ready. I stepped down from doing AEW Universe 2 years ago, almost to the day. I stepped down almost 2 years ago from doing AEW and let Ray take over because I was burnt out. All right, Mark Davis is part of Overgrown Caillou's family now, I guess. Yeah, so I will make a channel post here in a moment, but I wanted to announce it first on stream. It was a big deal, and I'm excited. I'm nervous because it's my first episode of AEW that is fully written, edited, and produced by me in years. I was producing AEW for about 6 weeks, roughly, last year when Ray's computer got stolen. And it was weird for me because Ray was writing the episodes, then I was producing them. Hell, I produced an entire pay-per-view. No, deadline isn't next week, and it's not this week either, Zach. No. Deadline is still the same day I've been saying it is for the last several months, which is the day before Survivor Series, which is in 2 weeks on the 22nd and the 23rd of February. Like, where. Nope, it is not this week. I am not fast tracking it to this week. There is still 2 more weeks of me doing NXT. Deadline on the 22nd will be my last night doing NXT. Then Ray will take over on March 4th for either March 4th or March 6th. I don't fucking know. Or no, either February 25th or 27th. I don't fucking know. Whatever day he decides will be his first NXT. So it's not getting fast tracked. It's the day before Survivor Series, like I've been saying it is for like weeks now. I'm just going to be producing everything for the next 3 weeks. I will be doing Raw, Dynamite, NXT, and SmackDown for the next 3 weeks. And then, or no, I won't be doing SmackDown. I won't be doing, forget I said that. I am not doing SmackDown. I will be doing Raw, Dynamite, and NXT for the next 3 weeks. Ray will be doing SmackDown still. That's not changing. Yeah, I'm just doing both for a few weeks. It's like when it's like when Raw and SmackDown were both on USA Network for like 3 weeks before the Netflix deal. It's just like when Raw and SmackDown were both on the same network. NXT and AEW are going to be produced by the same guy for 3 weeks, and then I will get my break. I'm not just dumping Ray into the very end of a pay-per-view build. That would not be cool. Hey, JT. My thoughts on Motor City Machine Guns winning the SmackDown tag titles? Um, that was like 4 months ago. It was cool when it happened, but that was like 4 months ago, brother. Georgia has good peach fruits. I'm not a peach guy personally. No, I'm counting AEW ship again. What's got you the most interesting, or what's the most interesting in tackling from AEW? So I'm kind of in a, excuse me, I'm kind of in a fortunate position where I'm coming off of All in London. So I've got a mostly clean slate for the most part. Roster management is a big one. Figuring out what to do there. Camille is another big one because she reportedly told Jim Cornette this week, although no one's reporting on it, weirdly. Maybe because no one listens to Jim Cornette. Ray does, though. Apparently, she told Jim Cornette she's kind of done with AEW this week, and she's the TBS champion. So I'm jumping right in with a TBS champion who's out the door of the company. But, like, I've got the full Maximum Carnage show written here. It's taken 2 full pages of my notebook, which almost never happens, which is exciting. There's a lot of names Ray never got around to debuting that I'm excited to bring in. And essentially, like, I don't want it to sound like I'm insulting Ray's booking. There's a lot of, like, cleanup that I feel like I should be doing. Like, just essentially, like when Triple H took over WWE a couple years ago, how it felt like just a lot of stuff started shifting. Max Dupree became LA Knight. Certain teams got back together. People got rehired, things like that. Essentially, you'll be seeing a lot of face and heel turns. You'll be seeing some teams shift around. You'll be seeing people's positions on the card shift around. Stuff like that. You'll be seeing some people come back. You'll be seeing people who aren't actually part of the company get moved to other brands and rosters. But I will say that I think definitely the most interesting thing is going to be that I'm now going to be taking over the Will Ospreay AEW title run, and I'm not a big Will Ospreay guy. I like him just fine. I'm just not a huge Ospreay fan. JT says so. Is TNA and everything? No, it's still happening. It's just gonna be like I said it was gonna be. You're gonna alternate every Saturday. Will be either TNA or LAW. I mean, I might just be a little shorter on episodes for the first few weeks while I'm doing fucking everything except for SmackDown, but I still am really excited. Like, I'm excited. I hope you're all excited. I've got so much fucking booking to do. I've got so much modding to do now because I have like 2 people, maybe 3 from AEW on my roster, and that is it. Like in my game right now, and it's just people that appeared in the World Cup and stuff. And even then, it wasn't even that many people. Like, fortunately, I've got some people that are on Ray's roster that I need to like that I had downloaded for Ray. So that's good at least. Um, but like I've got so many AEW I've got so many fucking AEW mods I need to install. So like that is going to be um so that's going to be what my night looks like. That's part of why I went live tonight. My next several days are going to be spent in modding fucking purgatory, downloading, installing, and baking mods. It's really excited for the Mordos and Luchasaurus team. I didn't say they were going anywhere. I didn't say they were going anywhere at all. You're not going to see me just pretending things Ray didn't happen. Like, that's not how I roll. You guys know that. I stick with what's happened. There's going to be things I do change up, things that I didn't really vibe with. Like, you'll like let like let's just say the big one. You're not going to be seeing Sammy Guevara be a big deal. You're not going to be Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara is not going to be pushed anywhere near as much as Ray was pushing him because everyone knows I can't stand that little fucker. So will we even see even more AEW lower guys on TNA? It's possible. Will we see Miro's return? I am kind of waiting to see where things are going IRL first. I am kind of waiting to see how things are going in real life first before I come to any decision. Yes, Sammy Guevara Erasure. I just think there's a lot better. I think there's a lot better choices on the roster to push. That's all. Alright. How many fucking people do I need to download? Joe Mashups just put out a whole mod folder of new AEW guys. So I got Danny Garcia. I think I've got Garcia modded in already, but this one gives him the trunks instead of the tights, and Garcia looks way better with trunks than tights, in my opinion. So, let's see, I got Garcia. I've got Claudio modded in, but again, it's a Joe Mashups. Oh, even including Jack Perry. Oh, I'm going to be following up on Jack Perry stuff. I'll be following up on it. Powerhouse Hobbs. Love me some Powerhouse Hobbs. Yep, I'll be following up on All In. I'm not going to just pretend All In didn't happen. I'm not going to just be like, oh, yep, all these people are champions now. No explanation as to how. Like, no follow-up, you know. Well, here's Kenneth. Yeah, I got so much I gotta do modding wise tonight. It ain't even funny. Do I even have enough slots to mod people into? I'm gonna probably have to start overriding some people for the first time on my profile. I mean, good thing there's all those fucking Pat McAfee characters I can overwrite. Also, folks, I did finally get the ARW Reunion Rumble recorded, so that'll come out on Saturday or Sunday. Or that'll come out on Sunday. I haven't started, have not started TLC just yet, like 2015 just yet. I gotta, that is probably a tomorrow Xander problem at this point in time. Since tonight Xander has to grab all these mods. So Bullet Club, original 6-man tag team match is going to be good. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh! The OC versus the Elite. Right. I should Bullet Club original. Yeah, and then it clicked. What the hell is he so what the hell is Zach talking about? And then it clicked.
I make my in-ring return to AEW in Brisbane, Australia. I'm listening to your guys' voices, and I just made me get the itch. I had to come out here and say hello to you guys in person, so I hope you don't mind.
Ah, Kenneth. Alright, let's see. Fortunately, Joe Mashups has made a whole ass AEW roster for the most part that I'm working with here.
If not, That's just you guys pack a bag, hop on a jet, train, and get yourselves prepared for next week in Brisbane, Australia. It's going to be Grand Slam.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, did Ray and I, and it's like it is kind of crazy how perfectly it lined up for me to take back over. To take back over right after All In. Like the AEW experiment was fun for 2 years. It really was. But I think I'm ready to take back over with AEW. I'm nervous to do so. I really am. I'm hopeful you're all gonna like it. I'm worried you guys are gonna hate it, I'll be honest with you, but Samoa Joe came to the edge of the track. They were in the main event Mafia together, Zach. They were in the main event Mafia in TNA last season. They were together in LS11 TNA last season. They had all the gold. Jarrett was the digital media champ. Okay. I'm essentially at this point just going through friggin' pro wrestling mods and grabbing all the AEW mods that I had gotten for Ray in the past, but now I have to get for myself. Because I don't have these all saved anymore. Like, I didn't need these anymore. I got these, I downloaded them, I modded them in for Ray, I deleted them because they were taking up like several gigs of space on my computer. Now here we are, and I'm going through the trenches of pro wrestling mods to get Lee Johnson. It's gonna be weird to not see CM Punk created wrestlers anymore. Rip Punk created wrestlers 26. He's been in the game since month 2, my guy. Punk's been in the base. Punk's been in 2K24 since like 6 weeks after it came out. It was ripped to Punk created wrestlers 6 damn weeks into the game. Get out of here with that, Zach. Get out of here with the rip CM Punk cause. It's been ripped to them for a year at this point. Go on, come on. Come on now with that. You're about a year late on that one, dog. Yeah, a whole 6 weeks. Never forget. I mean, in the beginning of the cycle last week. Yeah, but 6 weeks, it was still almost a year ago, dude. So it's been no more waiting for Punk. Or like no more creator wrestler Punks than 6 weeks in, is what I'm saying. Long live Bishop Dyer cause. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like, come on now. Everyone's got the CM Punk DLC at this point. There are, you can't even be like, oh, well, the edited versions of them that are different versions of Punk. Because we got fucking Persona cards for all of those, too. I don't know how you unlock them. I just modded them all in. But, point remains, come on now. Get out of here with that. God, how many mods am I gonna have to install for me to take over AEW? It's gonna be a lot, isn't it? Oh, it's gonna be a metric ass load, is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a lot, is what it's gonna be. I am not ready. I am neither ready, nor willing, nor able to do. I'm able. I'm ready. I'm unready. I'm unwilling, but I am able, as long as my body doesn't give out on me. Which it shouldn't, but like, Jesus H. Christ, this is so many. This is so many characters that I'm going to have to mod in to my fucking game. How many are we sitting at in my folder right now? You might ask yourselves. Try 41! I don't know if there are 41 slots available. And I'm not done. Like, I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough slots to mod all these people in. It might get to a point where I'm starting to delete slots to put people in, like where I'm not using certain people anymore. Yeah, oh dear God is right. Oh dear God is 100% right. And there are characters missing that I have not gotten to yet. So, TNA, will say, right? Give me Hendry, give me the Rascals, give me a retro AJ. Keeley, like, yeah, but I'm keeping Keith Lee on the injured list for right now until we know if he's actually ever going to come back. He's in a Big E situation right now. Like, if someone's out indefinitely, I end up not using them for the time being because, like, well, I don't know if we're going to get them back. So, for now, we just wait and we hope that we'll get them back. You want to maybe finish that sentence, JT? Gonna get less NXT crossovers with Raw? I don't know. It might just be that NXT gets more crossover with SmackDown now, is what it will quite probably be. Like it'll probably just be the NXT and SmackDown crossover. But we'll see, you know? And if that is the case, well, you know, it sucks, but like it is what it is. Is what it is in the end, as they say. Alright, here we go. This is the big one. This is where. Let's see, Owa Gunther, Owa Braun. You are probably jumping to conclusions a little bit there, Zach, because I don't know. I really I don't know. Like I don't know. That's gonna be up to Ray ultimately. About Forbidden War. That is now the ball is in my court on that one because I would be doing 66 and 2/3% of that. Never say never on that one. Never say never. I'm still kind of in the court if I don't really want to do it again. But I'm not going to outright say no anymore. Now that it would be mostly me figuring stuff out, I will not say outright never anymore. But we'll see. Like, we'll see. Yeah, there's a lot of people I get that I haven't gotten to book in a couple of years at this point. I'm gonna get a donation goal. I still gotta do the ARW LSWF, or the ARW LAW event. I will do that before Xandermania. I will try and get that done before 2K25 comes out. But I don't know whose music this is. They're reacting like this is a big deal. Oh, it's the guns. Yeah, I had no idea it was the guns. Be 100% real with y'all. I'm most excited to get back. Well, I cannot say who I am most excited to get back, but I can say that they are very nice, they're very evil, very excited to have them be a very recurring character in the show housing. If that answers your question about who I'm probably most excited to have back. It's a dumb one to say I'm most excited to have back, but sometimes I just like to have fun. It's a nice thing to do. And yes, the Ash Boys, Rod and Todd Ash, are here. Rod and Todd Ash. The Ash Boys. Billy Ash and the Ash Boys.
Now, before we get to the business part, first things first.
Yeah. Like, and Ray likes Danhausen. That's the funny thing. Ray likes Danhausen. I love that Danhausen. You guys are going to be sick of Danhausen when I take over.
Team champions, and we've been waiting 2 years to get our rematch on TV. And I think the only reason you have them right now is because we've been gone.
Is there anything you look forward to booking the least? Jack Perry. Matt and Nick Jackson.
That's kind of what this business is about. But now it's time for us to do our job, which is take back our tag team titles.
Also having to figure out my way out of the Camille mess that we're in right now. Which is not Ray's fault. It's not. It's just kind of a... It's kind of a, of course this happened kind of thing.
Next week, for the AEW World Tag Team
Like, Ray and I were talking about it pretty recently anyway. Like, yep, this seems like it's happening. She's not coming back.
You know what?
Oh my god, they finally called themselves the Ass Boys. They've They have embraced the Ash, have Rod and Todd Ash. Rod and Todd Ash have embraced being the Ash Boys, which is lovely to see. Harley Cameron got her first ever victory in AEW. You love to see it. Oh god. Okay, hold on everyone. Love you too. Bye. Okay. My wife needed to know if needed to confirm that Sonic the Werehog was in fact called Sonic the Werehog. I will be demanding Oh, Mercedes Monet, that's another one I'm not excited about having back. I have never liked her. I have been called a lot of names for the fact that I have never liked her. I cannot stand her. I find her so irritating, and not in the oh I can't wait for someone to kick her ass way, in the I want her off my screen kind of way, and the she makes me mute the TV when I do occasionally indulge in watching AEW kind of way. Alright, let's see. At this point, I'm literally just having to scroll through and find mods that I might have missed out on that I got for Ray, or might not have even gotten for Ray because I forgot about them. But yeah, the whole I've got juice back now. It's like, yes, I have juice now, but the bar is high on how to present Juice Robinson. Because, like, Ray's Juice Robinson is something else. So much that Danhausen Juice. I mean, exactly. Like, that is a high bar, the Ray, the Juice bar with Danhausen. Like, and I know I could easily just call on Ray for that if I really wanted to, but. Let's see. Just watch the Cole segment. Let's see, I just kicked Sean. Yeah, that's a good segment. I like that one. That was, you know, the people who knew on that one. Speaking of Adam Cole, downloading an Adam Cole mod right now. Love some unhinged Hangman. Hangman is someone I'm excited to finally have in my control again. Ooh, he does not regret making. He does not regret making Chris Daniels retire. Oh, fuck off, Caster. I cannot. Speaking of people I can't stand, I couldn't stand him on GTS Wrestling. I've never been able to stand him in AEW. Get him, Hangman. Get his ass, Hangman. Thinking of GTS, were you around for when Grim and Vlad tried to end each other? I was. Where he speared, where he got speared through like the entranceway, and then and Grim lost clean, and then he was like, "No, I didn't. He attacked me before the bell, even though it was ding, 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 spear." I remember that. Vlad was always my favorite. He was always one of my favorites in GTS when I watched it way back in the day. Like it was him, and I am like trying to be. I'm trying to be smart here and remember who the other person I really liked was. Because there were a lot of people I didn't like, and that was part of why I stopped watching. Was just there were so many people I couldn't stand on there. I don't dig the name Hounds of Hell. I'm sorry. I don't. And maybe I'm alone in that. I don't know. I don't dig the name Hounds of Hell for these guys. It just feels. It just feels lazy. I do remember Corvus. I never liked Corvus. I never cared for Jay Evans that much. The Mark Jeff Bravo, that's who I really liked. I loved him. I had a few interactions with him on Twitter. He was so nice to me. I liked him a lot. In fact, he kind of reminds me of LA Knight just a little bit with how he talked. Couldn't stand Jimmy either. Never liked Jimmy. Never liked Jimmy that much. I found Jimmy very annoying. Couldn't stand the little dude. What was his name? His whole gimmick became he won the lottery and he carried around a shitty $1 million title. Couldn't stand him. And he was still doing that gimmick when I checked the channel again like 2 years ago. He was still doing that gimmick. Yeah, Joe Wolf, that guy. Fuck that guy. I hated that guy. I found him so agitating to listen to. Yeah, I could not stand him. So, like, keep in mind, it's been so long since I would have watched this stuff that like remembering these people is nigh impossible for me sometimes. Because I do so much stuff that I don't think about it that often, but swap tabs on me there. Oh, I hated Tommy. I found Tommy so annoying. Tommy Salami was he was my least favorite. I found him fucking obnoxious. Let's see. Bruiser Bonifer, he was fine. I didn't hate him. I didn't love him, but I didn't hate him. Tony Emerald, I actually liked Tony Emerald. I liked his stuff with Robbie E. I thought that was hilarious. Tony Cheney, I don't remember at all. The intergender title I remember because it came with that clown Ellsworth, which was what really made me stop watching. Was when Ellsworth just started being all over the show. I was like, all right, good. I was like, I kind of got to a point where I was like, all right, I think I'm maybe a little too old to be a target audience for this one. I do remember Nunzio as well. Yep, I remember that. He was unmasked as being Jeff the Killer. I remember that. I was there for that. That was back when they were doing the very short-lived pay-per-views. I watched that. I bought it. I watched it. I remember. I remember Rhett Titus being on there. I remember Follow Bob being on there. You hated everyone but the guys who left. I just got too old to continue. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the fact I hated so many of them is part of why I stopped watching. I was like, God, I liked Vlad. I liked Grim just fine at first. Then he just became a little too much for me to deal with. I was just like, all right, I can't. I was like, this is getting a little self-indulgent. His way of doing this show to a point where I was just like, all right, I think I'm done. It's like I think I'm good if I don't watch him anymore. Remember MJF being, yeah, I remember that. He was Officer Feinstein. I do remember that. Remember that very well, actually. He arrested Grimm at the Creative Pro Academy. God, I hate that Brody King and Buddy Matthews are going to lose this. Those are two of my guys right there, Buddy and Brody. Statlander was on there. Yep, I remember Statlander being on there. I remember Caster was on there. There's a lot of people that were on there, man. I know. Trust me, I know. I was there. I watched. I watched for a while. I'm older than most of you. I watched. Alright, let's see here. That would be annoying with all the barking these two do. Yup. I've got Danielson, I got Cole. AEW tag titles, need those. No, Gigi Dolan was after I'd stopped watching. She showed up in like 2019 or so. I'd stopped watching by then. I had stopped watching at that point. There's FTR Bald. Here's FTR Gun. Did I see... Oh, I already read that one. Let's see. Oh, dropping frames. Always great. It's because I'm downloading a bunch of stuff, so... Got Garcia. FTR. No, I never saw Danger appeared. I did not. That was, him appearing was after my time watching, so... I didn't know about that. There's the international title. There's Eddie. Eddie Kingston. Already got Dustin from the stuff. Vlad is now Doctor. Good for him. Good for Vlad. Look, I'm the Jimmy Connors of AEW. No, I think there's people that like you, JT. I think there's people that like you. I like you, at least. Wouldn't be booking you if I didn't like you. I think that's when people are starting to realize. I think there are people that when I just said that kind of had like the moment of, wait a minute. Sandro doesn't book me that often. Does that mean... Yeah, that's what that means. That's exactly what that means. Glad you finally figured it out. I'm mostly kidding. I'm mostly kidding. But only mostly. Alright, I think... Are there no Brody King mods? Or is he on someone's Discord that I'm not supported with? Said what I said, man. I know, everyone's so used to me sugarcoating things. Just like... What I said? I said what I said and I didn't fucking stutter. That's the better part. I think that's the most important part, is I didn't stutter. You know, it's like... Yeah, I'll be the first to admit it. There are people who will send me characters that I do not like, so I do not book them very often. That is not the case for everyone who is not booked often at all. That is not the case at all for everyone not booked that often. Just a lot of them. Okay, it's maybe not a lot of them. But there are some people who don't get booked very often because they annoy the shit out of me. And so I'm not going to reward, you know... I'm not going to reward annoying the hell out of me with getting booked, essentially, is what I'm saying. You know? You feel me? Oh, we got a dive from Buddy. Too much of a bad influence there. He's lost his filter. A little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, Samoa Joe. I need to get Samoa Joe. Yeah, I mean, I only mostly mean it when I say it like that, you know? Only mostly. Oh, there's Okada. Poor Buddy Matthews. He's gonna eat the pin again. Oh, alright, maybe not. So we're gonna happen. JT just sped up the process. You're not entirely wrong, I suppose. I suppose that's not entirely untrue. It was bound to happen that I'd lose my filter eventually. JT did speed it up a good bit. I mean, you know, that's true. Get him, Brody. Get him, big man. God, everyone just kicks out of everything on this show, don't they? Ay. It's exhausting watching this show. You know, say what you will. I gotta admit, it's kind of exhausting watching this show. Everyone fucking kicks out of everything. There's been like 4 finishers in the last few minutes. It finally ended. Also, Overgrown Caillou's theme is terrible. I wish he was not on my screen at all. He is one of those many people that turns me away from this show. It's him, it's Jericho, and it's Mercedes. Huh. There's Samoa Joe. Oh boy, the patriarchy. Seymour Joe, yeah, pretty much. Brilliant. Oh boy. Here comes someone that I'm very mixed on how I feel about the fact that I get to be booking him again. He feels very phoned in lately in real life, so. Does Max. Feels very phoned in lately, so it'll be interesting to see if I can find anything interesting to say as him. Also, he's feuding with Jeff Jarrett, which. Yep, that's certainly something. Yeah, MJF's gonna be an interesting one for me. Like, I know I can do it. Oh boy. Here comes Hangman. Alright, Hangman MJF, that has my attention a little bit. It appears we are, Maxwell. Oh, dropping some frames again. Anytime frames drop tonight, it is actually not my Wi-Fi acting up. It is my own fault. It is because I'm downloading so much stuff. So I do apologize for little lag spikes happening here. I'm getting stuff so that I can make AEW really, really good for all of you next week. Which I am excited. I got a lot of big plans. Well, now who? Dustin Rhodes now. I also wouldn't have bothered redoing better than you, Bebe feud. Yeah, no, I'd have just moved on. Why is Dustin here? Okay. Why? But like... Okay. Hell yeah, Dustin. Undisputed Mini Scream healed. Hell, let them view the swerve after this Ricochet feud. That'd be fun. How many mods are we at, you might wonder? 79! Granted, not all of those are people. Some of those are like belts. Some of those are arena things. But some of them are attires for people that are just updating them a little bit. But also, Jesus Christ, this is so much that I'm having to update. It's gonna be a fun few days for me. I'm gonna be in fucking purgatory modding these characters in. Your punk bitch ass frickin' knows it. That was a lot of words that Dustin just said there.
your brain into Swiss cheese to come to that realization. But you know what, Dustin? Allow me to start you and all these people on what you're all about, okay, bud? Dustin Rhodes is the man that took 37 long, hard, arduous years of blood, sweat, and tears just to get out underneath his Ooh, struck a nerve, Goldie. Okay, okay. Well, I got a better one for you, huh?
He got right into his brother's shadow. Probably is going to be the next insult.
You know what's so sad about the whole thing is that after all that hard work and sacrifice, now you live in the shadow of your little baby brother.
Yep. We are doing Dustin Rhodes and MJF in the year 2025. It's a choice, I suppose. I mean, it's a choice. All right. Time to enter purgatory for me, boys. I'm in for the long haul. I'm in for the whole shebang. I'm in for the whole corn dog. That's not a real one, but you know, the whole corn dog is not an actual saying, but let's make it one for today. This is what the next few nights of my life look like. So let's just go ahead and get everything open. The whole shebang. Cake View's already open. Meta 3 so that I have the Superstar database open. Do I already have Samoa Joe modded in? I do. But I think it's a retro Samoa Joe. No, I have two attires for Samoa Joe modded in. I have a modern Samoa Joe already. Alright, so that is actually one I don't have to install tonight. Hell yes. More of that, please. Okay. Let's see. Hit open tribute, actually. Okay. Y'all ready to listen to a grown man bitch and complain for the next few hours? I'll stay live. I'm not going to stay live through everything tonight, but I'm going to stay live through a solid chunk of doing this, and I will be complaining a lot. So I just going ahead and warning you all about that. I'm going to start with the belts, because those are quick and easy. Well, actually, I'm going to install the... I'm actually going to go ahead and install mods that are literally just drag and drop right now, because that'll be quick and easy. So that's installed. That's AEW Audience installed. Jericho is in spot 636.
Get Xfinity Screensaver with Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and Peacock included for only $15 a month. At Verizon, we will pay off people's phone. And you'll get iPhone 16 on us. You know our Sonic Smasher, the best burger yet. Well, meet your new bacon deluxe Sonic Smasher. Can you order with crispy bacon and fresh veggies? Eat these up with bacon deluxe Sonic Smasher, part of the Smasher lineup. Eat free, eat Sonic.
Please, by all means, people, start asking me questions. Because I'm going to need something to get me through this. I don't have to go through the NXT parking lot anymore. In a couple weeks, I don't have to anymore. But I've been fine. I've been able to get out of there just fine. Whose entrance music is this? Whose entrance is this? Oh, that's Mariah May's entrance. I have never seen it. Alright, let's see. Oh, she's fear the NXT parking lot. I mean, I do. I get a little nervous. Especially when the Forsaken was running shit. You know, like... dangerous place. Good lord, Mariah May is... I didn't realize she had that kind of joke, that kind of sense of humor. That was great. Sits down with Excalibur Taz and, was it Shivani? And goes, "Hello, boys. Is it strange that me being here actually raises the testosterone levels at this table?" Damn, girl. I was unfamiliar with your game. What members were more afraid of my... What is this? Okay, so Tony Storm is playing Mariah May now? They're playing Mariah May's music again. A Timeless Tony is... Oh, this is brilliant. Brilliant. Did Xander say what? Ask questions. I did. I did. Just for you tonight, JT. I'm more willing to answer your weird shit tonight. But maybe, like, you know, within reason. Thoughts on Tony Storm's ass? It's pretty nice. Can't complain. You know. You know, like, I respect her as a wrestler more than anything, but I have always found her quite attractive. is how I have felt about Miss Storm. Or I suppose Miss Storm Robinson. Juice Robinson has got hella riz, apparently. Yeah, we're off to a great start with that question, aren't we? And it's the fact I answered it is probably not doing me many favors either. Or all my... Or, see, that's something I forgot. God, they pretty much all like the Avengers. All the hero characters like the Avengers just fine. All the villain characters not as much, I suppose. Hmm. Oh. No special dynamics interactions I've had with various members. I got nothing on the top of my head right now. I got nothing off the top of my head right now. Alright, what is going on with Tribute? Because I'm off to a great start here. Try restarting Tribute here. I don't know what's going on. CZW, never watched it. I know there are people here who reference it. I remember when Joe Gacy first showed up in LS11 Universe, Zach referenced it in the... was like, it's whatever his nickname was in CZW, Joe Gacy. He once squashed Swerve. And I was like, okay, that doesn't mean anything to me, bud. The fuck is going on? Tribute is now just crashing immediately when I try and put, new name, or new wrestler in. Oh, hi, Danny DeVito in a commercial. I wasn't prepared for that. The Jersey Mike's commercial, that's why.
person likes it.
Yeah, it's got to be the intergender matches that I'm excited about, I'd say as well. And maybe the, what do you call it, backstage brawl actually letting me use more than two controllers again. That was WF final session. I don't love it. It was it was done as a means of it was very much done as a way to it was done as a way to wrap up LSWF when I was sick of it because, you know, it was just, you know, a lot of you guys were there in the Discord for it. It was a toxic ass time. I couldn't do it anymore. It was so toxic. Like, I was just done dealing with everyone and all their bullshit. No one cared enough to watch it. And I was, you know, at the time, I was also doing everything on the channel still. Because it was 2022. I was doing everything. I was still doing WWE, AEW, TNA. I was doing everything except New Japan, essentially. Like, you know, it was just like I did Final Destination essentially as a way to wrap everything else up at that point. The time he snapped bells, more or less. But yeah, no, I speed ran the rest of the stories when I decided I was done with LSWF. I was just like, all right, at this point, I'm done. Ray took over AEW not long after, or not long before I decided to wrap up LSWF. But let's see, man winning. Probably not. They'll probably put the belt back on Tony, which is fine. I like Tony Storm a lot. Rebook anything LSWF would have been, or an LSWF one of those. Well, that was a shit show, but I'm glad I lived to tell the tale of it. You know, it kind of is that, is LSWF. It's like, at the end of it, there's nothing I'm super proud of from it because everyone was so obnoxious throughout it. that I never really got a chance to really get the wheels turning. I think maybe the recreation of the ending of the Shield with me and Shinobi, uh, and Shinobi betraying NRW, but there we go. Now it's working. I just needed to update Tribute, is what was going on. All right.
But 10 days from now, Grand Slam Australia, Tony Storm will violate the AEW World Championship King Tony Storm. Another performance of a lifetime. But now we understand that the natural doesn't grow to standing by, and he is pissed. For 37 years, people have been chipping away trying to put me in the ground. I'm still here. Natural champion Freeman. I live for blood, sweat, and tears. I am the of my kind. I'm around for a reason, boy. And next Tuesday night, Austin, Texas, my backyard. This ain't city. This ain't
My rainbow game, let's see. I'd give myself a solid 7.5 out of 10. Maybe an 8 even. I might give myself an 80, like an 80% on it. What? How would you guys rate me though? Like, what do you think? That's what I care more about. What you guys think? Because like I'm super proud of how my run with NXT went. Hell, I might actually go higher than that. I might. What am I gonna get to say the line with AEW? No, hold up a minute. This might be heat. We're getting Big Bill versus Powerhouse Hobbs tonight. Am I gonna get to say the line on AEW? But I might give myself an 8.5 out of 10. Actually, I might say because there's things I fumbled a little bit. There were people I fumbled a little bit. There were things I fumbled. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was flawless, but I think I did a good job overall. Zach says 9.5. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not gonna. Ah, hell. And it's Jericho. 8.8. I'll take that.
Everybody here in the ALT. When I say Bandito, I don't know how you decided you're such a wanted man by returning on the collision last week. You're still running.
Apparently, I can't.
But since you did, I'm going to turn this into a t-shirt.
Hey, Jericho, we already got a guy in wrestling that does teachable moments, and his name is Andre Chase.
This week on Collision on Saturday, that's swearing. I am going to have all this and make it $200,000, Brian Keith. If you can do to Bandito on Collision what Big Bill has done to Powerhouse Will Hobbs. Wherever you are.
Oh, well, if Hobbs and Bill start throwing hands, I'll say the line. Oh, look at that meat. I love Powerhouse Hobbs, man. The big trucks is gonna eat the little trucks. Now someone come help him, man. Yes! The Outrunners! That's two guys I'm excited to use. Those are two guys you'll be seeing in my version of AEW. That Ray just... It wasn't that Ray didn't want to use them, he just didn't have time. He didn't have the time to bring them in. Yeah, they're the youngest men alive. They're like practically infants, man. They're barely old enough to wrestle. You also get FTR again, you're right. Now the big trucks is really going to get the little trucks. Yeah, I kind of get ABC again, you're right. I didn't even think about that. It was Hobbs, Bill, steel cage match, real life AEW. Yeah, true. Um, Interesting. Is it still Wrestle Dream for AEW or is it something else? I'm doing World's End as my first show. I do World's End. Feels kind of fitting. Let's see. Yeah, World's End kind of felt fitting to be my first show because, you know, like, it literally is the end of the. It's me wrapping up anything that's left over from the Ray era. It does have a lot more pay-per-views, you're right. That kind of makes it easier for me, though. So what do I do if I run out of mod slots here? Because I've got, like... 127 characters in stock. 127? What the fuck? Really? I didn't realize I had that many. I'll be real. I don't know how many slots Tribute has available at that rate. I might. Oh God, I might be running out at that point. It may become a point of modding over characters soon. Just being like, all right, well, who am I not going to use anytime soon? At this point, I need to check now. Like, how many characters are there available? Like, how many slots are there? It's my favorite AEW character. Fucking, I don't know, man. I feel like I didn't do many. Like, I really don't feel like I did many. I don't know how I had this many characters installed, but I mean, I do know how I had this many characters installed because I was doing all those different shows, but like. You had the creative control. How would you introduce chaos and perfect chaos in the Sonic 5? Oh god, I don't know. I don't have shockingly, I don't have many creative ideas for the Sonic movie. I think because I've been so laser focused on my own stuff. Like honestly, I think I'm just so focused on my own stuff that I don't even think about it. Oh, well, there's Ricochet with a chair. Is that Swerve? Yeah, sure. I am. I like Swerve. Speaking of my own stuff. Alright, what's up? How's production coming along? Haven't started the actual unfortunately have not started the actual like stuff yet. As much as I wish I could sit here and go, oh yeah, I've started making the episode and stuff, started making episodes and stuff. I can't say that, unfortunately. I really wish I could say that, but I'm at this point. I have to finish Scourge, and he's just been sitting over here half done for like 2 months now. I need to give him a new fresh coat of paint though, but I need to make his jacket is the big thing. I've got the fabric here to make his jacket. I just have to sit down, cut it, and sew it, and then I gotta make like 3 other characters to actually do the opening scene at that. So I'd like to say it's further along than it is, but it's scripted. Chaos Quest episode 1 is almost scripted. Have we already talked about the direct follow-up for Survivor Series TLC card yet? Yeah, I announced it the other day. I announced it on the Raw Watch Along. Yeah, I completely ran through that on the Raw Watch Along, man. Yeah, they do. That's a big part of it. Is they take a lot of time to put together. Swerve does always have cool gear, you're right. Oh, Alex is home. I heard her keys jingle. Favorite Swerve match in the series? I couldn't tell you. Maybe the Samoa Joe match that I did. What are we oh-godding, Zach? I guess I should probably, maybe at this point, just prioritize people that are going to be in the episode. Just to be 100% safe. Just in case I run out of slots. I mean, at this point, it's kind of where I'm worried about getting to, is running out of slots. Because I don't know what to do at that point. Like, what do I even do if I run out of slots? Oh, learning heat vision? No, I can't say I have. I mean, I have it on the on the poster for Stanley Barrett's Revolt. I saw that. I wasn't sure if you were talking about something I'd said or what. You were talking about the show, though. Got it. Yeah, we're to the point now where it's like jumping around on the list of characters that can mod in. So I'm getting a little concerned here, I'll admit. Because like it's gone from the 1000s to it went to one number in the 500s. Now it's jumped into the 800s. I'm like, all right, we're getting close to probably have to overwrite some people, and that becomes a whole debacle for me because it's like, all right, well, what are the odds I'm going to use this person? And I'm like, now, nowadays, I don't do SmackDown, so I could overwrite a lot of the SmackDown roster. Because, like, 2K25 is just a few days away at this point, more or less. I'll take any oranges. I do not care for oranges. Do not care for oranges, personally. Alright, let's see.
Don't miss the savings. Shop the Valentine's Day sale only at K. When I put my patients on a stack, reduce cholesterol. I also tell them they can deplete their protein step up.
You're fine.
Juno has 3 times better absorption than regular. Juno, the brand I trust.
That barricade spot was what I was saying. Oh god, about gotta unsubscribe. Oh, well that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, I suppose. Oranges are lame. I don't like the taste. Feels a bit extreme, honestly, but Okay.
Slow, responsibly raised, seek the garlic, and shred all pork tendons. The only great beef barbacoa. If you know, you know. Welcome back to AEW Dynamite. Our main event is in the ring, and it is a crunch match between Strickland and Ricochet.
Promised the soul to the orange guy. Okay. All right. All right, buddy.
The level of animosity between those two athletes. Like if Ricochet tried to get to his foot went down. This is right. It's all about humiliation. That's stubborn.
Oh, man.
They're saying he's earned this type of change. Big section. Starts the momentum right there. Swerve from the top of the chest from Ricochet. Swerve. Fight from the knees. Now Daunted continues to fight back in the position. Ricochet tries to cut in.
Oh, well, Tribute just crashed in attempting to do that, so that may not be that modded arena may not be happening. Oh well. Alright, let's see. Alright, how weirdly is it going to jump this? Okay, we're back in the thousands now. He hits the swerve stomp. Oh, we're going over the 10 o'clock time as well. I just realized that. And it is AEW, so Ricochet, of course, did kick out. I won't sit here and shit on AEW the whole time, I promise. Because it has been a really good match. And I have enjoyed it. Yeah, it does. You know, I will say one thing. It is very fitting that Anna Jay is now the AEW Women's Champion in the All 11 universe, and I'm getting AEW back. And like, she was my project in AEW, like big time was my project. When it came to the AEW Women's title, I was building her up. I did all the stuff with her, obviously. Like you know, I was the one that kind of saw the potential there and really wanted to do stuff with her. And so it is kind of cool to have that almost full circle moment of, oh, actually, I don't need this file. She's not on my roster, and I don't intend on using her. What's on the Hidden Blade? You say the Hidden Blade. I assume you mean the Hidden Blade. I think it's a cool finisher. I really do. You got him with the house call again. Oh, they're going to give Ricochet the win here? They're going to give Cheeky Trev the dub? You meant Hitting Blade. I don't know what that is then. I only know the J, or not the J White, yeah, I don't know that one. Hidden Blade, depending on the person, is brutal. That's true. It's in the game, and so is the real backwards coffin drop. Yep, I've seen. Ricochet has stolen Nana's robe. Ricochet with his X-Men Evolution ass theme. That's not a bad thing by any means that I say that, by the way. I love the X-Men Evolution theme. Like, you know, I unapologetically love X-Men Evolution. So it's like it's personally my favorite X-Men cartoon. But at the same time, I didn't grow up with the da X-Men. So, which is crazy, seeing as I grew up with the Spider-Man of that era. I need to watch the original X-Men cartoon, though. I might shift my opinion. But X-Men Evolution did give us Southern Goth Rogue. So, like, she was Southern Goth Girl Rogue. So, you know, hitting two birds with one stone on that one for me, sugar, as they say. Like X-Men of the multiverse? Oh god. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm honestly not sure what you're asking with that one. My favorite X-Men are Gambit, Rogue, and Wolverine, though. I can tell you that much. Those are like my three favorite X-Men characters. Alright, who else do I need to install or just update here? Watch TNA tomorrow because I can't wait to talk about NXT. I am probably not going to do a TNA watch along tomorrow. I'm probably going to take tomorrow off because I have to do so much other stuff. So it might have to be until Friday before we can talk about that on stream. Because I do have to make TLC and I do have to make TNA for this weekend because I'm supposed to be having TNA come out this weekend. Like the first episode of TNA should be out this weekend. Excuse me. Hmm. Perfect lineup of X-Men from different series, comics, and movies together on one team. Oh, okay. Oh, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, because that is my favorite Wolverine. Um, X-Men 97, Gambit and Rogue. Um, hmm. Cyclops. I like Cyclops a lot. I feel like they did James Marsden dirty with the writing of the character though, because James Marsden could play a really good Cyclops. He was just there. He didn't have very good writing. And no, that's not just because he's in the Sonic movies. Goth Rogue's a teenager, is the thing, JT. She's a teenager. And if I want to pair Gambit and Rogue up, I can't have Goth Girl Teenage Rogue in there with 30-something-year-old Gambit. It's weird. And the crew of To Catch a Predator would be outside my door within minutes. And that's just not how I roll. I don't. Evolution Gambit was like a 30-year-old man creeping on teenage Rogue. I hate Evolution. Evolution Gambit is a beta bitch. He's got like a bowl cut. He looks like a dweeb. And he's like 30 and he's creeping on a teenage girl throughout the show. I do not fuck with Evolution Gambit at all. Evolution Gambit slander is allowed. Yep, look it up. Look it up. Evolution Gambit sucks. I love Gambit. Evolution Gambit's the worst. I hate him. He looks terrible. His design is terrible. His writing is terrible. Yeah, Eagle Scream. Right, yeah. And they start like building a relationship between them. Like Rogue turns 18 in the show towards the end. Like all the kids turn like all the X-Men are adults by the end of it. But like she's still like freshly 18 and he is definitely like 30 something. And it's just like no. No, no. That is a child. She is a child. No. We don't fuck with that. Like we don't mess with that in this household. All right, what about Jean Grey? Okay, great question. I'm gonna say Evolution Jean is really good. I do like Evolution Jean a lot. Like she's a teenager. I'm not saying it in like a creep way. I'm saying it like I do like Evolution Jean Grey a lot, like in terms of how they built her character in that show. And her suit design is really cool with the black and the green. Comics Jean Grey dies every other week. So I might throw Evolution a bone and do Evolution Jean on that one. I like Evolution Gene a lot. I might say Evolution Gene and Scott actually, because I like their dynamic in that show a lot too, and they're both the same age. So if they're both teenagers, I'm cool with them being in a relationship because they are of the same age of consent. I'm like, we don't mess with adult and kid. We don't mess with minors in this household. That's not cool. My dog must not know modern comic Jean Grey. I don't, honestly. I don't read the modern comics anymore. I used to have a Marvel Unlimited subscription, but I couldn't justify it anymore. You got to go Evolution Cyclops then. Also no love triangle, thank God. There is a love triangle with him, Rogue, and Jean for a little while on the show, where Rogue has a crush on him. She's like, I'm done with TNA. They pull me back in. That's how I felt. And then they put the belt on Hendry, and I was like, well, guess I'll stick around. Nope, you got it 100% right, Pierre. 100% correct. We don't do that. That's no. Sonic the Hedgehog would say, that's no good. She's like Omega amped now, but fair. Okay, we're gonna go with a comic X-Men. I'm gonna say Beast from the comics. I love Beast. He's one of my favorite characters. Just like this big, burly, fluffy blue guy who just speaks in Shakespeare quotes. He's just a nice guy. He didn't want to be this way. Kind of like the little triangle in Evolution, not gonna lie. I was primarily referring to Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean. Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Rogue was kind of the main. Like, let's be real. Like, Pierre, you know, you've seen the show. Rogue was the main character of X-Men Evolution. That show was kind of about her. Which is great, because I love Rogue. So, you're not going to hear me complaining about that. Like, come on. Alright, let's see. It's weird. I'm just kind of hopping around with I'm surprised you didn't pick Madeline Pryor. You know, I know she's a goth baddie. I don't know enough about her yet. I haven't seen 97. Like, I know she's a baddie. And my timeline has been blessed with Madeline Pryor cosplays. But also at the same time, I don't know I don't know enough about her. Simple as that. Like, I don't know enough about her to put her in there. Have I seen X-Men animated series? The original one? No. I know I need to. Like, I know I need to. Everyone keeps telling me I need to. I need to. I just never have time. And I don't have Disney Plus right now, so. Pretty much when she appeared, she kind of became the main character, or at least one of the more important characters. Yeah, exactly. You know, we were making the joke about the like, you know, we don't deal with that. We don't do that here thing earlier, but like what I immediately think of is it's a Muppets thing. So a lot of you might not know what I'm talking about, but it's Pepe the King Prawn. And he's going around, he's interviewing random people in the street. He goes up to a girl and he goes, are you attracted to me? And she goes, kinda. And he goes, how old are you? She goes, 15. He goes, you are not attracted to me. Pepe the King Prawn is a favorite character of mine and my father's. He is. We just both love him. So with Batman, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, yes. Batman, I've seen a little bit of. I've seen some episodes of Batman the Animated Series, but not all of them. It's one of those that like I know I need to watch it, but I just haven't. How about Nightcrawler? Ooh, what version of Night? Oh, Evolution Nightcrawler. He's got so much good development. I love Evolution Nightcrawler. He's just a sweetheart, and I love him. He's the best. I love Evolution Nightcrawler. Cannot believe I'm taking back. So I'm over here. I'm just modding. I'm like, I can't believe I'm taking. I'm still sitting here like, I can't believe I'm taking over AEW. Like, I've been the most outspoken, I don't really care for AEW guy on the channel. And now I'm just sitting here like, yep, guess who's gonna be in charge of AEW? This motherfucker. I'm not gonna install every mod tonight because I gotta go to bed at some point, but I'll probably stay alive until like my hard cutoff time will be 11:30. 11:30 will be my hard cutoff time tonight. That's how the cookie crumbles. It really is, isn't it? And I do, like, deep down, I do think it's really funny that that's how it worked out. Because, like, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, of course that's how it worked out. All right, well, we'll just hope that's right. Try and get all the AEW belts. I'm going to get all the belts in tonight for sure. Just so that I can handle those. Because those are super important, obviously. Okay. National title. I need more of the AEW belt renders. There's the tag titles. We'll do the tag titles next. Is tag title. But I will say one thing that I think you guys will appreciate is that despite the fact that there won't be as many since this is Return, I've been listening to Fandango's theme nonstop. Da 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 na 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 da 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 da. Did anyone have a Fandango NXT Return on their bingo cards? I did not. Can commonly say I did not. Of course, they're now calling him JDC, so I'm sure he will end up being he will end up coming out to the system theme next week and stuff. And we will do a watch along to NXT next week. I will do that. I'll give you guys that because I think we might see Moose next week. So that's enough to get my interest because I love Moose. Love me some Moose. go. AEW tag titles taken care of. Now I got the TNT and the TBS titles to install, and the AEW women's title. Oh, well, TNT's next thing I saw, so we'll do that one next. Alright, what slots do I have available? Next up on my slot list would be 162. 162, that is TNT Champion. TNT Championship. Currently held by my boy Daniel Garcia. Is in slot 162. Punk needs to go to NXT to fix something. What's he got to go to NXT to fix that? Because, like, I can't play the vague game tonight. I can't play the he needs to go do something game. I got nothing right now. I'm very laser focused here. All right. FTW title. I will go ahead and tell you all here and now that the FTW title's got a shelf life with me taking over, and no, the Continental title is not coming to take its place. 3 singles titles for the men is enough, in my opinion. Alright, AEW Women's title up next. That would be slot 172. Is female. That's the dissension between your favorite team. Be funny as shit if it did, though. Yeah, at least Eddie got his win over Mox. You're right. It'll go out with a bang, not a whimper. I can promise you guys that much, though. It won't just get, like, thrown in a trash can or something. I wouldn't do that. I would never do something like that. I can promise you that much. Oh, I didn't even make the folders for the belts I just installed. I just, like, put in the details, and I didn't actually drop them in. Whoops. Slowly but surely getting this folder to be a little less intimidating. Because I'm deleting mods as they get installed, so it's down to 52 after I delete this. Oh man. And some of these are characters I have duplicates of, where I'm just deciding who I want. Some of these aren't going to get installed anytime soon. But yeah, AEW Rumble this weekend's going to be fun. I think you guys are going to be really excited about it. I don't think you're going to predict anyone. I think you guys might have some idea of some people that might be in it, but in the end, I don't think. Yep, a new era is upon us. Oh, like I can delete Lexus King. I don't need that. That was for Ray. At this point, I'm not going to see Ray before 2K25 comes out. So he's got a good Lexus King mod anyway. All right, TBS title is the last belt I need to mod in. TBS title goes in here is female 187. Double check that's ticked. Yep. TBS championship. Add new. Bam. 4. TBS champion. Add and TBS. Boom. That's done. I've already forgotten what slot I just put it in. Fuck. 187. TBS title. The King will get his throne entrance in 2K25, I think. Yep, and then everyone's call is going to use that, aren't they? I will be no better. I will talk shit, but then I will I will talk shit about like, oh, everyone's gonna use the Lexus King entrance. Then I'm gonna be sitting here like, how do I mod Triple H's throne over that for my own entrance? Like I'll be sitting here like trying to figure out how to model a Triple H throne and stuff and mod that in, like, you know. So I'll say all that and then I'll just, you know, be a fucking hypocrite. And no one will be surprised. For fucking Xandermania 10 next year. Because yes, we are coming up on Xandermania 10 next year. It's 9 this year. Don't want a Penta Styles match? I guess. I don't really think about it that often, honestly. I haven't really thought about it at all, if I'm honest with you, actually. God, it kind of shocks me. There's no Kyle O'Reilly mod, or no modern Kyle O'Reilly mods. I'm on the website, but you don't see Lexus King. Well, they haven't announced the full roster yet, brother. Like, they haven't announced the full roster, so. Who else do I have on the show? I'm kind of just jumping sporadically around the folder now, just to like to get the people that need to get in modded in. And then, you know, if I got to use cause for the rest of them, like, I guess so be it. I won't be thrilled about it, but it's just kind of how it is. Yeah, you'd think someone would have made a Kyle mod. The one that there was, like the one Kyle mod there was a port from his Undisputed Era attire from 2K19. And I went to download it because I was like, oh, well, I know how to do minor, like, texture changes now. That's true. I got another Unsung Hero in Kyle. I can use a call for Kyle. It's fine. I don't mind that. I like Kyle a lot. He's someone I'm excited to have. And, like, I am going to continue. Who did I just buy? That's MJF. Like, and I am going to continue where Ray left off. Like, Dishonor and Undisputed Kingdom are still going to be the same lineups. It'll still be you know, Adam Cole, Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven as the Undisputed Kingdom, and it'll still be, you know, and it'll still be, what do you call them? It'll still be Roddy Strong, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Marina Shafir as Dishonored. So like it'll still be all that. In fact, I've got ideas for both for both groups to continue on. So you're not gonna like just see me pretend that these things didn't happen. Like you're not gonna see Adam and Roddy hugging on the next episode of Dynamite like nothing ever happened. Because, you know, again, that's not how I roll. And I like to think you all have faith in me that I wouldn't just throw Ray's booking under the bus and just not do it. I think you all think better of me than that. I don't know. You might not. You might think I'm that stupid. I mean, I remember how much of a breath of fresh air everyone said it was when Ray took over AEW, so like no pressure, I suppose, is how I feel. Like, you know, no pressure, Xander, but you got literal big shoes to fill. You've got literal big shoes to fill. Like, I know that's kind of not mean to say that about Ray. Ray's a tall guy. He's got big shoes. But like it's the expression, you know, big shoes to fill. But in this case, the shoes I'm filling are also of a guy that's 6'7". So, and he's my best friend. And it's always weird. We talk about that a lot. It does feel weird getting like your booking compared to your best friend's booking. It's like, yeah, this thing you both are so passionate about, one of you's better than the other. Not gonna say which, but one of you's better than the other. It's like, oh, okay. Cool, I guess. I don't know how to feel about this. Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared. I've sent my mother texts that have said, Mom, pick me up. I'm scared and I'm an adult man. She's like, Xander, you're almost 25 years old. You can take care of yourself. I've also done the meme to my mom where I'm like, hey, Mom, you know how you say you put me into this world and you can take me out of it? Yes. Take me out of it. It's dumb, but I have made that joke to my mother before. And she did. She got a good laugh out of it. She got a good chuckle. So take the wins where you can. My mom passes the vibe check more often than not, I'd say. I was good. My guy Swerve modded in. He's someone that I cannot fumble the bag with when I take AEW over. Because, like, I had him in TNA. I made him the fucking man in TNA for a while. I sent him to AEW, and this is entirely on me. I was running AEW, and he didn't do jack when I was running AEW. Like, I didn't have him doing jack shit when I ran it. He came in, he beat Adam Cole, and that was about it. 732 is Swerve. You self-cooked with the Wyatts and Testament and Best One Judgment Day. Oh, I've enjoyed what I've done, for sure. But yeah, it's always weird being told, like, oh yeah, this is better than what the other guy was doing when the other guy is, like, the guy you've been best friends with for 12 years at this point. Like, Ray and I have been best friends. Like, other than that one, like, 18-ish month period where we weren't talking and it was someone else's fault. Like, someone got in both of our ears and, like, got us to not like each other anymore. I've told that story countless times at this point. It's like, you know, it's just like, what am I saying here? It's weird to think about because it's like, we've been best friends for over a decade at this point. And so anytime someone compares us, it's always just like, I don't like this conversation. I don't like being told, hey, he's better than you, or vice versa. It's why we so scarcely get into, like, kayfabe rivalries with one another as well, because it gets weird for both of us. We both got our strengths, we both got our weaknesses, you know? And we're both man enough to admit that. Okay. I need to figure out, where do I have Mox installed? Because I know I've got him installed as Dean Ambrose, because I've been using him for the Retro series. So let me find Jon Moxley in here. I think I've got him probably installed as Dean Ambrose. Let's see. He'd probably be towards the top. Because I can just do an alternate attire for him and not have to replace anyone. Let's see. Ambrose. Up. There we go. 5:30. How early Missile woke me up this morning. Worth turning on SmackDown on YouTube and see blown up building that's still shot. Oh, I knew that was coming. I knew about that. It wasn't shocking to me. I knew it was happening. He told me. I had to make the thumbnail. And, like, where the episode is called Shark Jumped. It's one of the funniest things that's ever happened on our channel. Like, that was absurd in the best way possible. I loved it. Someone carrying crossed me and right. Yeah, pretty much, actually. Like, pretty much. Like, someone got in my head and was like, hey, Ray isn't a good friend. And then they got in Ray's head and they were like, Xander's not a good friend to you. It was like, well, this is getting weird. And ultimately, we both just cut that person out of our lives. No, we're both significantly the happier for it. So, yeah, someone carrying crossed us is pretty much what I'm saying. Okie doke. Let's see. I've still got so many characters to install. Like, I've still got so many fucking characters to install. It's intimidating how many there are, and it's like, I know it's only going to go slower the more I sit here and just go, oh, I gotta install so many. And I'm just going, like, in a sporadic order at this point. And I know why I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it because I'm trying to get the people that, like, I need more, or that are going to be featured more, to be mods at the least. That way, if I do... Fuck. Hell, what was that? That was weird. Great Ball just got bumped, fell, chipped the paint on Scourge's head, so there's a whole blue streak where it used to be Sonic. Knocked my Bidoof frame over, sent my lottery ticket flying, knocked my sunglasses down, and Becky Lynch once again got shifted on the desk. Honestly, Tony was going to throw someone off a building since Tony was going full mob. Eh. $5, $10, $205, which makes you a cruiser, high flyer. And that puts Matt Jackson in slot number 733. Oh, God, the Bucks are back in my control, huh? Bucks are back in my hands. Fucking lucky me. It's funny to think that Raw came out this week where I had that little crash out moment about the Bucks, and I wasn't even, and I wasn't aware that 24 hours later, or 48 hours later, I guess, the booking decision was going to be made that I'd be the one booking them from here on out as part of AEW. God help me. So the Bucks of TNA. At one point in time, I was offering Ray, like at one point in time, I offered Ray that I would take them to TNA, and he was like, I couldn't do that to you. And I was like, all right, just I offered. It's like, don't say I didn't offer, because I did. Wasn't looking forward to the idea. I did offer. All right, now Nick Jackson. And I am just going to call them Matt and Nick. I ain't dealing with the Matthew and Nicholas bullshit. Like, I don't care. Later, bag in your hands and Kenny and Hangman just came out of a blood feud. That they did. Now time to put them all back together and pretend nothing happened. I'm kidding. Your slot 735. Thoughts on the time Nightcrawler became Spider-Man? I don't know about that. I know there was a time that Nightcrawler and Rogue were like, there was a branch of the multiverse where they were essentially one character together. Or like Rogue looked like Nightcrawler is what it was. I remember that from a Spider-Man comic. She was kind of a baddie, I won't lie. Even Blue, she was still a baddie. Really like Rogue, if you couldn't tell. Oh yeah, Psycho Hangman is one of my favorite things about AEW, so you guys are in for a treat with me booking Hangman. I think this time around, the way I book Hangman is going to be significantly more interesting than the way I used to book Hangman. I think you guys are in for a treat with how I book Hangman. I really do. Oh, that is cool. I just saw what you sent me, JT. That is cool. All right, let's see. Who else can I mod in? I got another 40 minutes or so before I decide to wrap it up for the night. All right, Danny Garcia. I need to mod him in. Get all my champions modded in is the big one. Garcia is 6 feet tall. He weighs 187 pounds. Wrestling cruiserweight. He's a technician. Bam, bam, bam. There, and create slot. Daniel Garcia is now in slot number 739. Oh yeah, Psycho Hangman has been incredible. All right, so Garcia. $739 down here. Go. Okay, it looks like there's actually a lot of slots left to work with in here still, so we're good. Okay. I just gotta keep looking through each one. I'm like, all right, who's important? Tony Storm. We'll get Tony Storm modded in. I love Tony Storm so much, and she will be timeless in LS11 still. I think she was still timeless. I think I remember Ray debuting timeless at some point. Right. Ray debuted her as timeless at one point. I vaguely remember that. You guys got to keep in mind, I do so many shows myself that I am kind of flying blind coming in to do AEW now. Like, hold up. The create character windows for adding new tribute slots, not over anyone else. Let's go full list of tribute slots. Yeah, I wasn't putting her over an in-game slot. Wrestler ID already exists. There's Mansour's Nil or nothing last season. What the fuck? Hold on. Have I? Is this it telling me I've run out of slots essentially? That's all I can think is that like I've run out of slots. Yeah, I guess I'm out of slots now suddenly. Uh-oh. Shit. What do I do here? Because I got a lot of character slots here that I still need to mod over at that point. Then I guess I just start kind of picking people that I'm not using anymore or something. Huh. Because, I think I am out of slots officially now. Hmm. Interesting. Thought I had a lot more slots than that. Good to know. I guess now we just kind of start seeing who certain people are set to mod over. I'm set to mod over Sonya Deville by default. I need to change that. Unfortunately, Joe Mashups has a bad habit of like setting people to mod over like slots that I would use. Hmm. Yeah, I guess the best move would be like, yeah, that's not good because that's still 44 characters that I have not modded in. Um, and that's not counting the other file that's like got a bunch of TNA names I need to mod in. I guess I didn't think about the potential that I might run out of slots. Hmm. Well, which is weird because there's a lot of slots that it's acting like they're still available. But I mean, what can you do? I suppose. Let's see. Maybe I did use all of them. I mean, the last roster slot available is 741, and that was the last slot I filled, I believe. So, yeah, I have filled every slot available on Tribute. There are 148 slots available, and I have filled 137. What the fuck? Maybe alternate attires filled some of those slots. I don't know. Weird. Then again, also like, 1001 isn't filled. Unless that got filled in a recent. Hold on. Open game directory. No, no, that's 1101. Yeah, no, there's some slots still available, it says. So let's just see, I guess, what happens. I'll just try using some of these slots that it says aren't taken. Has that ever happened before? It has not, Pierre. I gotta be honest with you, because I don't mess with this stuff that much. I don't go into the back end of Tribute this often, and I've been fortunate enough to have not reached the character limit, but I also wasn't doing AEW at the time, so. It says, oh, that's yeah, no, that slot's taken apparently. 1002. Oh God. Yeah, because like there's a lot of slots it says are available on Tribute that just aren't there. Is the weird thing, and so I'm trying to fill them here, and it's just not working. So fuck it, we ball essentially, and we look at who's in use now that I could change, and huh. This does present a unique challenge, to say the least. Motherfucker, to say the most. Because, oh god, I have so many characters I need to install. And I think the issue is that, I've got slots being taken up by guys I don't need. Like, I got Charlie Dempsey installed. I don't need Charlie Dempsey anymore. I got, let's see. Who else do I have installed that I wouldn't need? Let's see. Never really needed Great Colleague, I suppose. Like, there were a lot of people I installed that were just kind of like, this would be fun to install kind of thing. Again, didn't think this all the way through, I suppose. Huh. There is a first time for everything. You're right. I might just wrap up for the night on the note of this, because I got what I could done. I had no way of expecting that. I will close and reopen Tribute real quick just to maybe see if I could figure this out, if it's just like a weird glitch, but I don't think it is. Give one more shot. Is female? Yes. 000. Boom. And yeah, no, I am out of slots. Huh. Not so neat. And so, what do I even do at that point? I mean, what I do at that point is I start overwriting in-game characters. That just becomes its own can of worms, because like, who the fuck do I overwrite at that point with all these extra characters I still have to install, because I've still got so many fucking characters to install, and I definitely don't have the create a wrestler slots for all of these. I've still got about 40 characters or more to install. But we will, we'll see what happens, is what we'll do. We'll fucking see what happens. And like I said, that's not even counting people I need for TNA that I've got to install. Like, fortunately, it's kind of getting to a point where 2K25 is on the horizon, so I can just overwrite some people. Right, I can overwrite people I'm not going to need, which will be nice. But also, sometimes overwriting people just outright fucking doesn't work and it crashes the game, or it'll be that person's head on someone else's body suddenly. I'll never forget I tried to mod in Sonata for Ray a couple years ago, back on 2K23, and it was just like I modded him over Julius Creed because Ray wasn't doing anything WWE related yet, and it was just Julius Creed with Sonata's hair and attire, and it looked weird because it wouldn't overwrite the face, and that was a big 2K23 issue. And JT, I ain't doing that tonight, man. I ain't doing this tonight. I'm trying to fucking figure out what to do here about the fact I just ran out of slots on Tribute. Because I sit here and I've praised Tribute so much, and I will continue to praise Tribute. It's not their fault that I used all of my slots up. Just like, at that point, do I just fucking start over and have AEW on a separate save file or something? Like with its own set of mods? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not the smartest idea I've ever had. In fact, I've probably had a lot better ideas. But oh god, because I've also still got retro stuff to do. I think this is finally the signs of my own ambition biting me in the ass is what this is. I think that's what it is more than anything. I'm just like, who could I even mod over, right? Like, I could probably... I need to just, like, put replaceable notes in front of people that I need to mod over. So I don't need Charlie Dempsey anymore. Probably don't need Great Khali. I'm probably not going to do any... I'm not going to do any retro shows on 2K24 that would need him. You're pretty much retired. You're on SmackDown now. I'm just making my notes at this point, and then I'm gonna go try deleting system. JT, really, man? Come on. Come on now. You're better than this. Like Cody Rhodes. I mean, technically, I could if I wanted to. Let's see. I got nothing for you on that one, JT. I got nothing for you. Like I said, it's my own fault with this, right? Like, this is entirely my own fault for installing this many characters. Not knowing, of course, that I was going to be taking over AEW. So at this point now, I just kind of got to look through the roster and be like, all right, well, who am I going to need versus not need? Because at this point, I'm finishing out 2K24's retro stuff with WrestleMania 32. So it's like, I can just look through and I can be like, all right, well, who do I not need that I could overwrite? Like, who am I not going to use? Like, Eric Bischoff, probably not going to show up in the next 4 weeks, right? Characters like that. Not going to show up in the next 4 weeks on the channel. Either way, I'll figure this out tomorrow. This is a tomorrow Xander problem. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow.